तिनक धिन धागे न 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 तिनक धिन.
Every day I wake, I make my mind up. I'ma be the one, be the truth, be the way. Yeah. Every day I wake, I make my mind up. Gotta keep my mind on the because they only telling their side of the story. Out here telling lies like they on Maury. Them poor rich kids get their money on phone it. But down here in the hood, yeah, we know Forex. We growing up, yeah. We got the good of them assets, good of my bag. Get rid of cash before the whole market crash. A news flash, just a blast from the past. We on the smash, now. Be prepared to hit the gas, yeah.
Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, put your game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, yeah, we travel.
Try.
Blood eye, yeah, we travel.
Woo. That's my child. Woo.
Blood eye, yeah, we travel. Hey, hey, hit him with the higher, yeah. Sharing no haka from Virginia, yeah.
I know I'm more because I'm blessed. I know I'm more. I passed the test.
We got to see with the true eyes. We need some brand new bright ideas. We got the hearts and some great minds, yeah. If we could all just be sincere.
Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, switch the game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, yeah, we travel.
Try.
Blood eye, yeah, we travel.
Woo. That's my child. Woo.
Blood eye, yeah, we travel. Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, switch the game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, yeah, we travel. Hey, hey, hit him with the higher, yeah.
Not tonight. I don't wanna fuss and fight. I just wanna make it right. Ooh, there's work to do. I wanna give you close to you. I wanna get you with all the things you want to do. Just relax and I'll take care of you. Anytime you want me, saying that I love you every day, and I know like you love me, baby, if you get it.
Black leaves in the Mississippi River. Black leaves in the Mississippi fire. Black leaves in the Mississippi choir. Black leaves on the Mississippi land. And we've got garden cotton, we've got sons and daughters, we've got grit and glory, we've got mother stories, we've got strength like towers, we've got hope and power.
God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land. God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land.
Strength like towers, we've got hope and power.
God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land.
could take quite a bit of time.
Pardon my autonomy. I know one day they'll honor me. This ain't pertaining to 28 Deuteronomy. Self-determination, controlling our situation. Ain't no more indoctrination from pale faces. How the fuck you bummy and broke but a pale racist? My lineage free people of color with a left maker. Each nigga. This right here maroon, now it ain't burgundy. If you plotting murder, I'm certain that you'll need surgery. Hurt from when the burner squeeze. Protecting tribe business. Only consulting with governments tried to tribe with it. Please don't confuse us with those considered native. Semi-autonomy never was in our nature. Just address me as Esther Lusty. Wild Indian status and Cherokees riding Ruchis. In my war bonnet, if you want it, bring it to your region. And black forces the same color the European. Pardon my autonomy. I know one day they'll honor me. This ain't pertaining to 28 Deuteronomy. Self-determination, controlling our situation. Ain't no more indoctrination from pale faces.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folk. You never find a white aborigine. Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine.
Caregivers in the home because we bear the children. And if the liberationists have a problem with that, they're going to have to take it up with God. Because what is going to happen if you push women out into the workforce is that women are going to find themselves with 2 full-time jobs. And they're going to be exhausted and unhappy and feel like they're not doing either well until eventually they decide not to have children at all. Maybe that's the liberationist goal. I mean, after all, their hero is Gloria Steinem, a single, childless woman nearing 40. But she is the sort of miserable, pathetic woman they aspire to be. She wants some kind of constitutional cure for her personal problems. And perhaps that is why the liberationists are trying to sow these seeds of discontent among we happily married women. They want us to join them in some new sisterhood of frustrated togetherness.
Out on CNN because he doesn't like their questions calling it fake news in 1990 is a 5.
What was inaccurate so far?
I thought your demeanor was inaccurate. I thought that questions that you were posing to people in my organization were inaccurate and false and unfair.
Well, questions by definition can't be inaccurate. They're questions.
Well, I think the questions themselves were put in such a way that made them statements, and they became statements as opposed to questions, and I think that's not good reporting.
Such as?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't think your viewers would be very interested in it. You know what? Do this interview with somebody else.
Well, we talked about this yesterday on the phone. This is exactly what we talked about.
Do the interview with somebody else. You don't need this. Do it with somebody else. Have a good time.
Because frankly, you're a very negative guy, and I think it's very unfair reporting. Good luck.
I disagree with you. Sorry to feel that way.
CNN is fake news.
Sicker than your average Papa Twist.
Had a chance because he was exciting, and America loves excitement. And Trump been saying exciting shit the whole time. Trump was on the news. They asked Trump about the leaks. Trump said the leaks are real, but the news is fake. I heard about the leaks on the news, sir. You are confusing me. That's like the police pull you over, you tell them the blunt ain't real, but the smoke is. Take your ass to real jail then. The president's supposed to think of something, then talk about it with the Senate and the Congress, pass a bill, and then do it. Trump don't give a fuck. Trump sent off 50 missiles to Syria while he was in his bathroom with an Xbox One controller. See what they say when they see that shit.
Kamala's campaign, and now I'm gonna deliver immigrants to her supporters.
We are voting for you, don't worry.
Are you? Of course. We do have a surprise, if that's okay, just real fast.
You have a surprise?
We're looking for a place for them to stay. They just came across. They'll sleep on floors. I mean, they're not picky, you know.
We have like a 2-year-old, so
Hector's good with kids.
sorry, we just can't.
Could they just like sleep on your lawn?
They need a place to stay. They just came across.
My teenagers live with me.
Oh, that's fine. Hector, he was dating a teenager like a little bit ago, so
Okay.
they just came across. They don't have papers. You're in support of like the whole border situation, and we're just trying to get them a floor to sleep on. We're a house of COVID. Do you guys want COVID? They said they could survive it.
She really learned how to say her name.
We work with her, so we know how to say her name.
Earlier you said Kamala. The way she pronounces her name is Kamala. You don't work with her either.
See that car? We have 3 dudes who just came across the border. We're trying to find them a home.
Find them a home.
Just say I'm voting for Donald Trump without saying it, okay?
That's a wrong attitude, mister. I said my vote is private.
So you're voting Kamala?
No! You said it again.
Peace to the party. It's your homeboy back again with the news. And you know we had to come with the election coverage. It's only right. We've been following this through from the beginning, breaking down the different details, the campaigns, the rallies. I can honestly say, to be informed and have, and provide insight into this election, I've watched 80 to 90% of all of the content put out by both sides. All right. So a lot of y'all here that's been rocking with us, shout out to y'all. Y'all know this to be true. We've been touching this, both sides, trying to cover what was actually said, deciphering it, breaking down, do what we do. So now it's the final night, y'all. We finna see what it all boiled down to. And I'm very curious to see. Y'all already know I told y'all how I personally stand. This is no party affiliation. I'm with the autonomous party. So I got my own autonomous right to do what I do. You hear me? So we don't bang either side, but you know what I'm repping. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to see what happens. And really the truth of the matter is, I've been covering this because it's a lot of people out here, and I just want to go ahead and set the stage real quick because there's some that's going to disagree, and I welcome this conversation after the fact. But you know, a lot of people in the conscious community, they have this in their mind that since we know certain things to be true about history, you think that what's going on now with this election doesn't affect you. But we could go down a myriad of different ways to prove that that is just false. You hear what I'm saying? Because if you are still participating within this society in some form or fashion, whether it be through commerce, through your business, through your employment, through your affairs with your local governments, this all, the trickle down effect of policies is real. It just is what it is. And we are in a bad situation, what they would consider Black America, where we need to be considering all alternatives. I hear a whole bunch of people talking about we should just buck the system and do our own thing. Yeah, we do need to do our own thing, which ain't happening right now. But even when that is happening, you got to mandate certain things happen for this infrastructure that's put in place on top of us. It just is what it is. None of us are more powerful than this system, bro. I know a lot of folks in your ideology and your mind, you may believe that to be true, but we're dealing with facts and figures. And the facts and figures say that is a lie because we don't got the power to influence shit, which is why we need to be participating in everything more than just for social media, but actually within our own communities, in your own household first. But this is how we're going to talk about it because this election, I ain't going to lie to y'all, man. It done made me look feel a certain way about our people, bro, because we did a bill a while back covering the news to say, are Black people politically ignorant? And I'm here to tell you, and I can stand on this by myself, that I believe that answer is definitely yes. Because the conversations that I'm seeing, the way that we are fighting for everybody's self-interest, doing identity politics, and I'm talking about as a whole now. There's a lot of us that's speaking out. I'm super proud of y'all. I know it's hard because if you go to a different side, bro, and you want to take a different stance than what we're being bullied into doing, you literally will get ostracized by your family, your friends, by the popular culture. You feel what I'm saying? It's just the truth of the matter. But you know, we gonna stand tall, whatever it is. That's just the autonomous way. But I just want to level the floor because we at this final finale, the final countdown to see what's really finna shake. And I want y'all to make sure that we touch on some of the things that's been exposed by this election, this campaign. You know what I'm saying? It's a campaign year. A lot didn't happen. So first things first, what we gonna do is let's go over there, see where we stand right now, what the results is, because you know how it go. Different polls close at different times, so they steadily accumulating votes. Now, if you remember to the last election cycle, election night, it looked like Trump was the clear victor. Next thing you know, we woke up in the morning, there was a lot of fugazi going on. So I'm very curious to see how this year gonna play out. So I want this to be on record. So we know we watched it together. We saw certain things. So when we leave here tonight, we gonna know what it is. And throughout this is an open conversation, y'all, because we just basically gonna be live streaming, chilling, watching the updates. I'm gonna play a couple of videos for some talking points, but I want to see what the people got to say, man. Y'all tap in with this. Let me know any questions y'all got, anything y'all want to talk about. Shit, if you want to come on the panel and say something, I'll drop the link. Y'all just know let me know what it is, and we gonna rock out. So first, let's take it over here. Let's see what they talking about with the update on the coverage, and then we gonna start from there. Appreciate everybody locking in, man. Y'all tell a friend, pull up, go pull you something up, do whatever it is that you do. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna pull it up.
Of North Carolina since 2008, when Barack Obama did it. Trump added.
All right, y'all let me know if y'all can hear.
3 campaign stops in these closing days of the race.
Spent the whole weekend there, 3 days straight in North Carolina.
How important this state is to his path.
Also a sense that it might have been slipping away and trying to shore up.
Absolutely.
North Carolina was very, very tight in 2022. Trump won it, but it was right up there in terms of narrow margins.
Which
Absolutely.
and it's a good reminder that even if the electoral.
So what we got, they say right now, Kentucky, 49% in, they got Trump projected to win.
Vote count ultimately has a pretty wide gap. These,
you just heard from Garrett a moment ago talking about how Donald Trump's team seems to be satisfied that he is doing a bit better with those Black and Latino voters right now. Similarly, the Harris campaign feels good that she is outperforming with white voters over Joe Biden's performance with them in some of our early exit poll indications in parts of the country right now. One thing they're keeping an eye on. Another thing I'm hearing from senior officials within the campaign as they get ready to start the program here is that they are seeing really good enthusiasm among those youngest voters, those college students in particular right now. They're talking about long.
So they got Kamala, Massachusetts. She projected to win that. All right. So let's see. What time is it? So it's 8:18 Eastern right now. Yeah. So the next poll closing in 11 minutes. So this is what we're going to do. Like I said, we're going to keep track of this. Y'all know how it goes. It's a lot of small updates. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to the whole party, man. What up, Bria? Shout out to everybody in the chat. But yeah, that's going to be the order of events, man. We're going to bounce back and forth. Also, they say right now, Trump leading Georgia 55%. There's only 44% of the votes in. All right, so bet. So basically right now, this is another thing I want to say. So check this out. And anybody in here, y'all can go fact check me. Matter of fact, I'm going to do you one better. We're going to rock out today. So let me pause this. Okay. We're going to duplicate that. And I want to show y'all firsthand. So this is why Trump should win by a landslide if this is a fair election. We just gonna go off what the people say. All right. So it's a simple way to judge this. This is how we gonna do it. All right. So Kamala went on that one podcast called, y'all remember that? We covered that. It was called Call Her Daddy. Kamala went on there, right? So that video right now got 794,000 views. That was 4 weeks ago. Okay, now let's go to Kamala Shannon Sharp. So remember, she went on Club Shay Shay. So that one was 794,000. This one is 1.5 million. Okay, so that's some of her popular ones within our. So then let's go to Trump. Rogan. So Trump Rogan got, let's see, Elon got 10 million. Where's Trump's at? That's crazy. Why now? Y'all seen me just search this. Why would it not be the first thing that pop up? So let's go to the page. Because I just want y'all to see something. I want y'all to see how they're trying to tell us this is super close campaign. Bam, here you go right here. 45 million. This was only 10 days ago. So you combine Kamala with Shay Shay, Kamala would call her daddy. Them two combined ain't even shit. It's not even a quarter of what Trump did. So why am I bringing this up? I'm saying that this man clearly has a fan base that of people that want to hear what he says versus Kamala. She goes on popular podcasts. They don't do the numbers that Trump do when he goes to speak. These rallies that they keep trying to play y'all with, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm upset, man. Trump just came through Macon, Georgia. Y'all know I live around that area. Came to a spot that's an amphitheater, hold probably about maybe 10 to 20,000 max. So they didn't want to show any coverage. They didn't want to show the outside. They didn't want to pull up. They don't want people to see how many people be at these events with no endorsements, meaning, for perfect example, the biggest one we've seen with Kamala is probably the one in Houston, Texas. Why is that? People thought Beyonce was finna perform. Tell me I'm lying. Okay? And they literally promoted it like that. So you knew it wasn't like you were there and then Beyonce showed up in a surprise. It was already promoted that she was going to be there in some form or fashion. So that's what she needed. But when Buddy Trump pull up, anybody that comes to be a guest speaker, most people, they didn't know they was coming. It was a surprise because the people coming to see Trump. So I'm just being unbiased, calling it what it is. Buddy shit do numbers, and he don't need he is the headliner. He don't need nobody else. All right. So what I'm saying to you is that should directly correlate into voting because clearly he has the popular vote. So if it's down to just what the people decide, he should be winning by a landslide in the majority of these states just by the sheer judging off the popularity when he show up in person. Because he ain't just hitting the major cities. Like Kamala, Kamala want to do the dance parties and everything. So she want to stay in the major cities. Trump hitting them grassroots areas, them sub-bit level cities and really boots on the ground. You can't deny the shit, right? So you see what the numbers are. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out, right? With the numbers in these different states, and they trying to say it's super close. And there's so many people been saying the polls is some BS. The way they've been polling people, they already have in certain areas, in different areas with the technology and voting. Like they act like every time it's time to do the presidential election, that the people that they hired, they didn't know it was coming or something. Like, bro, I never know how they not running this like a well-oiled machine, but we know what it is. Okay. So while that's all going through, right? I want to talk about what's been going on in our community, because the whole premise of this is how will this affect our community? And this is one of the main reasons why I even want to talk on this in the first place, because what I see coming down the pipeline from the Democratic Party is nothing that's beneficial for the people that they would consider foundational Black Americans, no matter what your ideology is. If you were here prior and during the slavery times they say existed, I'm talking about you. The Democratic agenda is against us. It's anti-Black American. It's really anti-American, period. But they use us to get what they need. So I'm going to just stand on the basis of it being anti-Black Black American. I'm going to just stand on that. And we've documented this all throughout the past news sessions when the history builds on Sunday. Shout out to the podcast. Willing to take on any challenger who want to dispute that. But with that being said, though, I want to show y'all what they turned this campaign into, which was a gender war, especially in the Black community. They wanted to fuel the fire and make this be some man versus woman talk. Let's just do a little recap on how some of these celebrities been trying to bully the men into getting down and laying down. You feel what I'm saying? So check this out. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons for this video.
So I was all in from day one, but I don't understand what's been the issue from other black men and what's been taking so long to get black men to come around, because at the end of the day, your mother's a black woman, your sister's a black woman, and our mother had to lead us to where we are now. If it wasn't for our mothers, Kevin, you know this, we wouldn't be where we are.
It's another day and the Boule, they're still running around from platform to platform looking for some sweet potato cornbread crumbs. I told y'all their strategy from day one. First, they have to convince you that this non-black woman is black. Then if you don't support her and you're a black man, they'll label you a misogynist. And if you're a non-black man, they'll label you a misogynist and racist. This is what they've been doing the whole time. Look at Ricky.
Now, let's break down what she just said now. So you'll run into a lot of people, because you remember, her race was being disputed by a lot of people in our community. The only reason being is she made this one of her core reasons to engage the black community is because she black too. And then we had the brothers on the podcast, we on the news, what this was last week or the week before, and we was talking about how the reason why that became an issue is because it became a core principle of the campaign. The problem is it's a lie. So she don't have to outright say you gotta, if you ain't, you're not black if you don't vote for me, like what Biden did. She can send people out like Ricky Smiley and them to be adamant that she a black woman and that we should support her just off of that. When even that part is false, bro. You see what I'm saying? But they forget that it's false. We just need to encourage her because she can relate to the struggle.
Smiley on this segment. He's once again calling black men misogynistic if they don't vote for Kamala, who he insists is a black woman. And he won't stop saying you got a black mama, a black sister, so you gotta vote for this non-black pretending chameleon.
Appreciate that, bro. We just trying to be objective. This is no disrespect. Really, she is a disrespect to a real black woman. She don't share y'all story. So I'm offended that you would act like you can relate to my mama. No, you can't. You see what I'm saying? It's all, and if y'all follow the Candace Owens story, as you know, over here with the Autonomous Party, we wholeheartedly believe in genealogy. And what Candace Owens did was an old school genealogy breakdown of old Kamala Harris to see if what that shit she was saying was true. And I haven't heard anybody come out to refute those claims. They just want to act like it don't exist. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Last time I checked, anybody that's from America and in black, they proud to rep where they from, what city they grew up in, where they family from. Like, this is what we do. So all of a sudden now it's a bad thing to want to check somebody's background when they say they like us. Hey, I don't know.
He went on MSNBC with Ari, where they try to say black men are still voting for Kamala in large numbers, and they don't personally know any black men voting for anybody else. The mental gymnastics these delusional Debbies have to engage in to manipulate other black people while they sell us out, it's just too much. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's jump into it.
If you have watched our coverage, you may have seen some of the fact-checking we've done of one of those political narratives that was out there for various reasons about whether black men are supporting Harris enough. Is that a weak point? In fact, we'll just show you the numbers and you can see the reality. When you look at the male vote, you have 36% of white men roughly supporting Harris. When you go to Latinos, it's just over split to about 53%. And then the gender gap completely crumbles with one group of men, black men, who actually overwhelmingly back Harris at 72%, just as they did Hillary Clinton when gender and race was the issue, but race was not. Now, the Daily Beast has argued black men have already potentially helped win this election. Quote, black men and black voters have become the demographic to be proactively courted. So we want to dig into this with the facts and some special guests. Ricky Smiley hosts the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. That is where he's interviewed everyone from Barack and Michelle, as you see there, to Snoop.
Look at this nigga, bro.
Snoop Dogg. His book is Sideshow, Living with Loss, and Moving Forward with Faith. And then returning to the broadcast, our friend Kevin Liles, former chairman and CEO of 300, once ran Def Jam, a hip-hop icon in his own right.
So do y'all know who this is? Kevin Liles, 300 Entertainment. Go look that up. Young Thug them. So this dude from the both of them from the entertainment community. Okay, these are the ones who they chose. Now y'all correct me if I'm wrong. We didn't seen this whole thing out. almost every time when it's time for somebody to be a supporter of Kamala, especially if it's from the black community, it's almost always a celebrity. Why is that? Why is a Democratic Party continuously only throwing these people to be our representative and tell us what we need to do? Think about that part, bro. This is overwhelmingly done by the Democrats. The Republicans do not send no representatives. If rappers go and support them, they genuinely support them. They're not using them to come be the intermediary between us, but they always do that in the Democratic Party. Ain't nobody been able to answer that. And a lot of these dudes in the same fraternities and some other shit. So this really went deep, man. Let's see what Buddy got to say.
If you know, you know. And he has been working with the Harris campaign on these very issues. Welcome to both of you. Ricky, I'll go to you first. Your thoughts on all the above. I showed the numbers. It looks like both for Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris, black men have been stepping up.
Yeah. First of all, good to see both of you, Kevin. You know I love you. Ari, thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
It's really good. I started getting phone calls from Roland Martin when they started doing the Black Men for Harris. Just to be a part of that.
Why is Roland Martin always the common denominator between these Boule sellouts? It's like the masses send him out to convince black men to get on board with whatever they say, to go along with destroying black men, black women, and black children. And if any celebrity go against the Democrats, they send Roland Martin trapped in the closet self to go attack them.
Yep, you remember how we did the breakdown with Jermaine Dupri when Roland Martin got on him?
Just like Roland
and Jermaine Dupri went out like a sucker.
Told Tyrese at one time to call him first before he made comments about Kamala Harris again. So he can school him on the approved DNC talking points. And I'm sorry, if anybody's sitting up there listening to this buck-broken Boule beta, they're also questionable. Like I said before, the guys supporting Kamala, they're usually flaming hot or trapped in the closet volume 4. If it's not that, they're a part of the Boule. And on the weekends, for some of them, you can't tell the difference.
It felt like the foundation of them just trying to build up support for Harris because, this country is just as sexist as it is, some of the other issues that the country have. And, I don't have a problem seeing a woman in power as long as her policies align with, with what I have going on and my family and my people.
Hold up, Ricky. Are you not listening to the black men who refuse to get on board with y'all? They already said this like a million times. And it's not just black men, but black people in general who refuse to support Kamala are doing so based on her policies, her record. I'm talking about her history, going against black men, black women, and black children.
We know what it was like under Donald Trump because he was president for 4 years. So, I was all in from day one, but I don't understand what's been the issue from other black men and what's been taking so long to get black men to come around because at the end of the day, your mother's a black woman, your sister's a black woman, and our mother had to lead us to where we are now. If it wasn't for our mothers, Kevin, you know this, we wouldn't be where we are.
Oh my God, stop the madness. You're our mama black. You're our sister's black. But guess what? Kamala ain't black. Period. Exactly. Ricky's still out here spewing the same baby bot bimbo babble he was pushing a couple of months ago.
And them boys, they all got the same talking points. So that's how you know they get sent an email, they get a text message. Hey, look, man, let's keep it a buck, bro. I ain't got time to play. So check this out right now. Several of y'all can probably attest to this. They are paying money from the Harris campaign for support. They will pay you to do basically ads. You ain't got to do work with the campaign or nothing. You can do a private individual citizen and you get this message, you can go get you some money. My wife sent me something the other day. It was a message going around that if you wanted to go to Nebraska, they was going to pay $2,200 to go out there and campaign. You see what I'm saying? To just regular people. You're not a part of the campaign. That's literally buying votes. I know they got all kind of little ways to put this together and make it legal, but think about it. If you randomly get my number and I haven't signed up for anything saying I'm interested, and I get, hey, you need $400 a day? You want $2,200 and a prepaid trip? Come on, man. These folks playing dirty. Then you got, so if they willing to pay your average citizen, what you think these celebrities just coming out and endorsing at the kindness of their heart? Nah, bro. They doing it for the check, but only to them, right? Or they got another reason why they want to do that. I ain't one to speculate, but they got them tapes rolling around, and all of a sudden, it's been a lot of celebrities wanting to come out and get an endorsement all of a sudden. We're going to get to one that really disappointed me in a second, but I want y'all to hear a little bit more of what they're saying here.
Telling black people to vote for Kamala because our mama black is not only ridiculous, but it's diabolical. Especially after that Candace Owens investigation proved Kamala Harris is indeed the cosplaying chameleon we already knew she was. Bottom line, she's not black, but even if she was, nobody's voting for a candidate just because they're black anymore. They ran that trick with Obama already. And listen, it's tied and played out. You are not going to continue to fool people with identity politics and, quote, making history.
So it was not an issue.
Now, Ricky, I didn't know you were going to come on live TV and talk about Kevin's mom.
He can do that. He gets a pass.
But you're doing it positively, I guess. Let me thank you. Let me bring it to Kevin. You've been on this program many times. You are one of those people who has many things. You're a polymath. We could say, oh, you're an entrepreneur. Oh, you're a business guy. Oh, you're a culture guy. You're also a political guy working with Harris. What do you see in this conversation in politics that's missed out on some of what's really going on in quote unquote Black America and all of America?
I know that's not who I think it is. Kevin Louse, one of several executives that quietly stepped down from their industry positions after Diddy was indicted. Yeah, longtime music executive. And you heard what Ari said to him. He said Kevin Louse was working with Harris. Listen, it's been a couple of decades, and this is probably the first time Kevin Louse was on a platform like this, a national platform, openly speaking about, quote, working with a political candidate. Like, really? How all of a sudden is Kevin Louse working with Kamala?
You know why?
Just put two and two together. I don't have to say nothing else. Just put it together.
Well, first off, great to see you, Ari.
Great to see you.
It's to me, this, you see the numbers, but I have to tell you, I was in Philly, and Rodney Peete, Bakari, we had one of the football players from the Eagles, a couple of us having a real conversation at a Black-owned restaurant. First question, Bakari said, how many of you guys are voting for Trump? No hands raised. It's a myth. What they're doing is trying to confuse everybody. They're trying to divide us. The second thing is, the P I'm pushing right now is about this policy. So her policy, I'm a serial entrepreneur. You know this. I've paid hundreds of multimillionaires over the years. And now these multimillionaires are now making other millionaires. And now she's saying, you know what? I want to fuel that by giving you guys $20,000. I want to...
Man, see, remember how I told you they got the talking points. This shit sound crazy. You can't fuel this with no 20 bands. And 20 bands, it wasn't a loan. This was for the tax incentives on the back end. And if you want to talk about the one she said for Black men, that was for everybody, right? Which already exists. SBA loans exist right now for everybody.
For people alone. I want to fuel that by empower you guys to be stronger and better.
Kevin, you can't be talking about the $20,000 Kamala lied and said will be for Black men, only for us to actually read the paperwork and find out it was a promise of 1 million loans for everybody. She only lied and said it was for Black men to pander for the support of Black men when her internal polls confirmed that she was getting the lowest support from Black men since 1960. By the way, this is what happens when the Boule meet up for their meetings, where they just sit and talk to each other but totally ignore everyday Black people.
Hey, so look, so while he up here, this is the perfect segue to talk about some other thing, because we get the gist, just some other suckers who on the payroll talking about some foolishness, right? So check this out. At the same time, though, let's do a quick recap. So at one of the latest Kamala rallies a couple of days ago, she had Cardi B, who clearly was not speaking from anything that was her own thoughts. Once she froze up when the teleprompter froze, had to beg to get the phone there, and still was nervous, because you're nervous when you know you just saying some shit you don't really believe in. You know you ain't supposed to be up there talking about this, talking about in regards to the people, because that's ridiculous. You up there for the bread, right? So then at this same, I think it was the same exact function, you got Glorilla come out there. You got some other lady, I don't even know the sister name, you know what I'm saying? She come up there, they both rapping the same songs that they would perform in a club venue, right? So no disrespect to them. It's just, I don't care who it was. If it just could have been Gucci Mane, it don't matter who it is. When you go up here, you being there not the problem. It's what you talk about when you are there. You ain't. It's bad to say that you don't got a song that you can even use in this position. Damn, every song you make some bullshit. That's a whole larger conversation for our music community as a whole. But the point I'm getting at is right here is that it's funny how when we go through here and we talk about these things, right? We talk about these things, but we don't want to keep it real. We don't keep it real. We too good with this black liberalism. We cool with all this shit that go on. Really, that should be an embarrassment to us as a people, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real. But let me tell you one that really had me like, damn, bro, I can't rock with you no more. So that boy LeBron, I don't know if y'all know, but buddy LeBron and Nike crafted up a video, right, that basically attributed Trump to Hitler. They had a whole bunch of Jim Crow clips in there. It was just straight up propaganda, bro. But I ain't even gonna. This dude, Anton Daniels, he did a great breakdown on this. I'm gonna let him talk to y'all about it, bro, because this shit was egregious. Hold on. Because I couldn't believe, buddy, like, man, you could have just kept being quiet like you been being quiet, but you must got that call too, LeBron. So I'm wondering about you, my boy. I hope you ain't did it for the money because we know you don't need none. So what's your other reason? If you wholeheartedly believe in that, well, you need to come have a conversation with the people because you misguided, my boy. But check it out.
Decided that he wanted to come out and endorse Kamala Harris for president of the United States of the Americas. Let's check it out, and then we're going to go over to CNN. So we're going to get the MSNBC take, and then we're going to go to CNN. So we're going all liberal for this particular story in order to break it down. Check it out.
Yeah, man, I had this LeBron because, look, you know, as a player, I supported LeBron. He gets a lot of the backlash. I felt like he was doing a lot of things the right way. But over the last few years, shit he said about Kyrie, just you looking like a puppet, my boy. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to call a space. So I want y'all to understand. We ain't just, y'all like to attribute as the men as we just going against women. No. We going against bullshit that's holding us back, whether you are a man or you're a woman. LeBron was dead wrong for this shit. But I'm going to let bro talk about this. Hold on.
Out, y'all.
Huge news breaking moments ago. If you're a fan of excellence on the court and democracy in general, NBA superstar LeBron James has announced his endorsement for Vice President Kamala Harris, citing the racist comments about Puerto Rico made at Donald Trump's Madison.
Hey, one thing about it, Jordan did say, you know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to choose now side. Everybody buy his tennis shoes. He really, when you are a celebrity of that level, you shouldn't be endorsing, bro. It's just bad for business. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Square Garden rally. LeBron James writing to his 53 million followers on Twitter and 159 million followers on Instagram. This quote, "What are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. Vote Kamala Harris."
Now, here's my question to you guys before we go over to CNN. As LeBron James has thrown his hat into the ring, and I don't know if he was at a Diddy party or not. Who knows? It seems like there's a pattern of people that are endorsing Kamala Harris that goes right up that alley, no pun intended. But let's remove the Diddy party whole thing of whether or not people are on tapes or not, and let's have a conversation, right? He says, what are we even talking about here? When I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. LeBron, respectfully, you just got your son in the NBA.
That's bad.
Through nepotism, in which I support. I believe in leveraging your visibility and your privilege and the hard work that you do to create a path in order to leave a legacy for your kids to benefit off of. I am 100% in support of. That is where one of the rare issues where me and my dog, my good friend, shout out to Kwame Brown, me and Kwame Brown had a disagreement about that. We talked about it. And I am 100% in favor of nepotism. So I'm objective enough to acknowledge that LeBron, I argued in his favor with Slimmy last night and said, no, he was a great leader on the court. May not be the greatest of all time, but we have to acknowledge his greatness on the court. I could separate the entertainment and who he is as a father because I believe that he's a good father. I believe that he's a great husband. I believe he's a model of perfection of when it comes to presenting yourself and living without any scandal or flaws. We're going to wait to see who's on those Diddy tapes, maybe. But up to this point, I think that he's been a model for what the family unit should look like when you become successful, that then allows for you to create a pathway for your sons and your daughter and your wife to benefit. Savannah been playing her role beautifully. LeBron in a great space. But let's be very, very clear. I do not agree with LeBron on a lot of these issues that he then champions and puts his hat in the ring for, yet he has no idea and listen, he's been rich for a long time, well over 2 decades now. 20 plus years in the league. I believe it's 22 at this time. And he's deserved it. Every dime that he gets, he's deserved it. But he said, when I think about my kids and my family and how they will grow up, the choice is clear to me. What choice? What choice? What are you talking about? You just got your son a deal, and he just made his first NBA bucket on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And he played for the Lakers. What is you talking about? And these celebrities, they aggravate me so much because they try to act like they so relatable. Oh, man, when I think about the environment that my sons is going, man, what are you talking about, bruh? Your son date white girls, and he put up shots for the Lakers. And he there because his father was able to graft the pathway for him. What you talking about, Willis? Meanwhile, immigrants is coming over here, flooding the country. 12,000 jobs was added last quarter.
Oh, yeah. So you see, they didn't want to talk about that, right? So we talking facts and figures, and they keep trying to lie. Like, and y'all know y'all wrong for letting these people sit up here and lie in front of your face and say the job growth is outstanding, the economy is fine. Where, bro? In the real world, we talking about the average person. Look at your average business. We got a record number of major corporations closing down or downsizing like crazy. You see what I'm saying? This is absolutely crazy what we talking about, but they didn't even want to talk about the little 12,000 jobs that was created, which is terrible, right? But meanwhile, they distracting us with, you got your celebrity, because they know one thing. All Americans, but especially Black Americans, idolize celebrities like crazy. So we ain't worried about informing nobody. We want them to stay dumb, and we're going to put the people who we think can influence them. And LeBron said, and he about to be affected, I need to go vote. When this man lying, it don't matter who become the president. And actually, Kamala becoming the president hurts him more than Trump does, strictly off of tax cuts. When they talking about your future and the wealth, come on, man, cut the foolish out, bro. This how they playing with us like we idiots, though, but I ain't gonna lie. A lot of us are. Yeah, your homeboy with the news said it. If you out here willing to beef with your family and friends for some shit you ain't took no time to research, you are an idiot. I don't care what they say. If you think that them putting entertainers in front of us to shuck and jive and do some dancing to get your vote and say it's all because of a woman, you are an idiot. If you put identity politics, because I've been an idiot. I voted for Barack Obama because I thought he was a black man. That's it. I ain't know shit else about policies and nothing. See, I can hold myself accountable. Can you? That's the question that we need to be asking right now, because it's a lot of bullshit. We look like the laughing stock, bro. And I salute each and every one of y'all out here who been bucking, who been done the research and not afraid to say, you know what? I don't agree with what this lady's saying. It's cap. And you know what? Trump can't be lying about everything. I literally watched this, I read this, and I saw the news say something different. Like, we got to start being objective and stop just trying to go along to get along like they've been saying, because y'all afraid to be ostracized by your friend group because you don't want to agree with them in public no more. See, a lot of y'all scared. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But, you know, let's hear what you guys say some more about LeBron real quick. Because like I say, this one, hey, bro, I had to call a spade a spade.
And people is getting through out of their houses on their ears. And this is one of the people. Look, it's funny because he'll stand up and say some wild stuff about this, but he ain't say nothing about China. You know why? Because they buy his shoes. They manufacture and buy his shoes. This is CNN's take on a panel of LeBron James and his whole take of endorsing Kamala Harris, which I don't think that it moves the needle. If anybody is so weak nowadays to where they take a celebrity endorsement to determine whether or not they would vote for a candidate, you weak. You weak. But this is what CNN had to say in a panel of people. I have not seen it yet, but I thought that I wanted to throw this in there just to get a round table of people from other networks other than Fox News to see what they got to say. Let's check it out.
Well, Donald Trump can hang himself with his own words, number one. Number two, let's recall it wasn't that long ago when somebody told LeBron to shut up and dribble. I'm glad.
Shout out to my girl, Laura Ingraham. She was absolutely right. And in
Yeah,
hindsight,
she was right.
she was right
Boy,
10
shut
times
up
over.
and dribble. He rejected that advice then. I'm glad he's rejected that advice now. These personalities, these celebrities, these stars have their own agency. They are indeed fellow citizens, and I celebrate them speaking out. I'm not so sure what it actually does. I'm not sure people vote a particular way because LeBron said do this or do that. And I'm also concerned, Abby, about whether or not this string of celebrity endorsements plays into that narrative that Kamala is an elitist candidate. That does concern me. But at the end of the day, every one of us ought to be engaged in this process, and that includes celebrities like LeBron James.
Yeah, it is a fair concern because, I mean, nobody is surprised when a celebrity comes out for a Democrat. But I don't know.
You heard what she said? Nobody is surprised when a celebrity comes out for a Democrat, which everybody knows this is clearly their strategy, because the Republicans ain't even been cool enough prior to Trump to have nobody want to stand with them from the entertainment community. They've been lame and stale. Most people didn't even know what the Republicans was even talking about. They had no representation within black people because nobody wanted to hear from them prior to Trump. Y'all tell me if I'm lying. Who's a more popular Republican than Trump? You see what I'm saying? So prior to him, it wasn't even, Republicans definitely wasn't having no celebrity endorsements, and they never lean on it fully as their entire strategy. Be clear when I say that. Matter of fact, let me show y'all the difference real quick. Hold on. So that boy Kodak Black and them say they got something to say. They didn't drop the video on them boy. Hold on.
For you, with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
Yeah, nigga, this war. I'm taking bodies on the floor. I'm with it all. I talk to my demons and I see the writings on the wall. Niggas is dying when it's over. I get excited for them calls. And no one ain't crying when he gone. Cause Brody, we fighting for the cause. I do this shit for my brothers. We do this shit for each other. The whole world watching the movie. So everybody see me suffer. They done JFK my.
Yeah, no, I can't play it always straight. They probably gonna hit me. They say they already been blacklisting it because I couldn't find it on here. I had to go to X and get it. But y'all go check it out, man. Them boys done dropped a video with different pieces of Trump rallies in there, man. Hey, one thing I can tell you, let me show you a difference between support and pandering. So you had people like Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, buku other black people to go. And when they go, they pull up at the rally, they may get on the mic and say something, but they not out here shucking and jiving, got to do some songs. They actually say a word or two, say a thought, just show up to genuinely support. Versus we get something like Cardi B, and when she was up there without her teleprompter, she didn't know what to say. She didn't know what to say because she couldn't speak from a genuine thought to be able to buy some time because she didn't want to sound crazy. So she had to stick to the script. Same thing with Beyonce. Beyonce go up there, get her pre-made, she get her actress on. You hear me? You got all these suckers, these men on the media trying to display and try to call out men when the whole time, but it just showed the stats. The stats say black men been voting Democrat overwhelmingly, over 70%. So how the other groups ain't voting that high? Why you still trying to pick at black men? Because see, that's the whole strategy. They want to get the women behind this to ignite this whole situation. You hear what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm just your homeboy with the news reporting. You take it how you want to take it, but just know, we done our research. You know that we ain't just talking. All right. So let's go back over here real quick. Let's see where we at with the results real quick. And then we're going to talk a little bit more and we're going to get on up out of here. Because like I told you, I just wanted to be clear on where we stand toward close to the end of the night with the numbers. So we got it on record. So that way, if something look fugazi tomorrow, we can say our thoughts and, predict what we think is going to happen. So let's take it back over here real quick. Because we got to see what's what is what. It's going to be 9 o'clock. So, yeah, we should have some updates. Let's see what's up. All right, bringing up screen 3. All right, let's see what we got.
Send traditionally Republican voters toward the vice president. We will have a clearer answer as those results start coming in at 9 p.m. Eastern. Savannah, back to you.
And we'll get a better idea about turnout, too, which is all important for the Harris campaign in Detroit and also those collar counties. We want to switch over. Let's go to Arizona, the Mountain West. Polls closed. Gotti Schwartz, they're outside of polling place. Have you seen a lot of crowds?
Yeah, polls close in about 6 minutes here. This is the end of the line, and this is about a 60 to 70 minute wait here. So you got the people that are at the end of the line right now, probably about 300 to 400 people in front of them. You're noticing a lot of MAGA hats here talking about the gender divide. Gender divide is very much in play here at Arizona State University, and there's been so much talk about low propensity voters. One of the things that we've been noticing here and talking to students about is the involvement of fraternities. Normally, fraternities, they may not be organizing and may not be turning out to vote as much as you'd expect, but here at the ASU campus, it does seem like the fraternities have been involved in turning out the vote, and those that we've been talking to say that they are turning out for former President Donald Trump. We've also talked to a lot of other students that have been coming out for policy issues. There are several props. The issue of abortion is extremely important in turning out the vote. Immigration is also important, but I gotta say, just eavesdropping what people have been talking about in line, it's been surprising how often the topic of the Joe Rogan podcast keeps coming up. We've talked to several students now who say that they listened to that Joe Rogan podcast with the former president, and that.
Yeah, Bree, I think it's all about because my experience was similar. I think it's all about where you went, because I know for me, I did mine early, so it took all of 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It took longer to walk in there to get situated than it did to vote. It took no time, wasn't no line or nothing. But it's several locations in my area. But then I remember talking to Miss Sherry. Miss Sherry was saying out there where she at, they waited hours, and that was even for early voting. So it's always been crazy to me how it's a wild swing as far as state to state, or maybe even county to county in some instances. That's crazy to me.
Has 74,000 students here, most of them voting age. So what we see here at Arizona is going to be very important in this election. Back to you guys.
All right, Gotti, thank you so much. Abortion on the ballot in Arizona, also Florida. Lester, I know you got a key call here.
Yeah, we do have a call here in the state of Florida that abortion, that would restore the constitutional right to an abortion there, but had a 60% threshold and will not clear it. So amendment for right to abortion will go down in defeat. 86% of the vote in there. Let's.
This is super interesting. I'll just drop in here to say this. Okay, it was yes to protect in Florida, but you are seeing it needed a 60% threshold, as you said, Lester. This would be the first ballot initiative that we've seen anywhere in the country since the overturning of Roe versus Wade that has failed. However,
but it had a higher vote.
The other ballot initiatives were not this high of a threshold here. And I see you want to jump in.
No, it's just the same number, right? It was 57-58 in Ohio, 57-58 in Kansas. I mean, I think we know what the number is. Ironically, I've talked to some Florida Republicans who secretly had hoped this would pass, because now Florida elected officials in 2026, which is their big election year, they will have to face the voters on a 6-week ban. And then suddenly that will sort of upend just the state's politics.
Yeah.
But
Ron
there's clearly,
DeSantis actively campaigning.
Let me pause it. Hold on. Shout out to Mac. He sent some put y'all up on game for y'all who didn't know. So you know that y'all can predict y'all can bet about the candidates for the election. So I'm finna put the link in here too for y'all who didn't know. So some of y'all can come up, man. Y'all may be able to hit a lick. You know, we at the party, we all about your autonomous ways to get it. So we gonna send it over there. And you can make your bet. You better hurry up because you ain't got much time. But yeah, you know, if I was you, you know who I would want to win, but I believe they're going to steal it. I ain't going to lie to you. I wish I felt like I was lying, but based on what happened last time, knowing that this time, I mean, come on, we just got to keep it real now. This lady was never even voted in through primary to be in this spot to run. When she did try before, she was, I think, literally the least popular. All right. So to go from that and then to see her performance during this election campaign, there's no way she just won over all of these people that just genuinely like her now, because she just don't got that personality. So with that being said, this should be a landslide, because like I said in the beginning, the numbers of people who genuinely support Trump is way higher. Ain't nobody trying to wait no hours in line for no Kamala, but they trying to do it for that boy Trump, guaranteed. Because a lot of people don't stand behind Kamala for real. They just go into the anti-Trump movement. Because there's been several videos of people you ask policies to Kamala and they sound just like she do. Can't explain nothing, don't know nothing, or gonna say something completely out of context and not know the real behind it. You see, we brought on some brothers because, you know, we ain't over here in no echo chamber. We brought on some Democratic supporters. And y'all saw the conversation we had. Much respect to them. But y'all know, like we know, we held our own and we can speak to policy. And we ain't just out here talking crazy. But, you know, hey, we just do our demonstrations and do our due diligence. But there's no love lost. We just really trying to inform the people. Because I'm going to be real with you. Your homeboy, it don't matter how this shake out. I'm going to still do what I do. You don't get it. I'm trying to inform the people because there's a bigger play here for the where we lay on this soil right now. And if you don't get it, I don't know how to explain that to you without you first digging into the history. So y'all make sure y'all be tapped in on Sundays to the podcast because it's a lot of information learning through your history that can hip you to what's going on in the present. And this is why I'm confident in saying that if Kamala is to win, Elon Musk said this in the interview, that he felt like it would change the democratic process forever. The reason why I agree with that is it's 2024. Since Obama came in the first time, it's been almost a Democratic president almost 16 to 20 of them years, bro. And you mean to tell me they still trying to tell us how the Republicans is the greatest threat, this, that, and the third, and the whole time? I'm no fan of the current Republicans and how they move. Even Trump now, who running on a Republican ticket, he don't care about all these Republicans. He reshaping, he doing this in his own image. You got to give a man credit for that. It just is what it is if we being honest and unbiased. But hey, if you want to make you some money, no matter how you feel, you going on here. These folks need to go and give me an ad like how they be doing them channel surprise picks. But yeah, go and predict it. Choose who you want, who you think you can make a bag off of in this election. I wouldn't vote with your heart. I would vote with your mind. But hey, when it comes to this predicted, it is what it is. Let's see if you can predict it. Hey, but back here, let's go see what they talking about real quickly. We should have some new results in. Hold on.
In the Atlanta metro region. Remember, I told you guys earlier that about 50% of the vote is going to come from this area right here. The election is essentially won or lost in the Atlanta metro region because the margins are so close. Every vote matters, but because the margins are so close, Trump runs up that rural vote. The Democrats run up the urban vote. They run up the suburban counties around Atlanta as well. Let's take a look. Let's see how Atlanta and the surrounding counties are looking, the ring counties. Cobb County, 77% of the vote is in. Harris slightly overperforming where Biden was in 2020. Let's go over to Fulton County. This is where Atlanta is, a huge county for Democrats here. She's about where Biden was, 72% of the vote in. She can catch up and bring that up. Gwinnett County, again, these are the counties that Clinton flipped in 2016, and they just got bluer and bluer. And you can see what's happening here. 16% of the vote is in, but she's at 60. Biden was at 58. Let's keep going around here. Douglas County, 84% in. Here we go. Harris overperforming in that county. We'll come a little further out. Rockdale County would kind of move a little out the suburbs, the exurbs, if you will. 69%. Look at where Harris is tonight. 74%. She's running up that vote in the Atlanta metro region. If she can keep that momentum going, she could possibly take the state of Georgia. But again, we got to wait and see. I want to see how Trump is doing in some of his rural counties. 78%, 95% of the vote is in. So 78% in 2020. He's at 78 right now. Let me go to neighboring Towns County right here, 81-80, and then in Union, 81-80. He seems to be hitting his marks too. I want to hit some sort of swing counties, if you will. Dooley is one of these. Trump won it in 2016, but if we go back, Obama had it in 2012. Tonight, Trump is up. He's building on his margins from 2020. That's a good sign for him. Let me see if Peach County is in. Peach County is another one that no vote is in. This is one of those swing counties, not a whole lot of voters, but it usually sort of picks the winner. We like to watch it as we go around. Muskogee, this is 72%. This is one of the ones we're watching to see if Trump could make inroads with black voters here. Harris seems to be comfortable. She seems to be the same watermark where Biden was in 2020. So guys, still very close in Georgia. As we said, too close to call. It was about 12,000 votes that separated.
So right now they're saying Trump ahead in Georgia. They say he's supposed to win Florida.
This in 2020, Trump won this state by about 5 percentage points in 2016. The state is definitely changing, and the reason why it's changing, it's in this Atlanta metro region.
Yeah.
Go for
North
it.
Carolina, I'd love to see some
Let's
North
go for it.
Carolina numbers. I mean, these numbers are coming in as we speak.
Yeah, let's hit North Carolina again. We're going to look at all the state. I'm going to be looking at Mecklenburg.
Hey, yeah, King Population. Say I learned a lot from y'all. Appreciate you for checking us out, man. I hope that you are subscribed. Tell your people to come check us out, man. This is what we do it for. We not making no money off this. We are monetized, but half our videos don't get real monetization because of the content. It's just true story. And then we're not a bigger channel to where we doing thousands and thousands of views per video. So our literal only reason for doing this is to find like-minded individuals and put out the content that we feel like matter for the people. So every time y'all leave a comment, a like, join the live chat, we appreciate all that. We ain't over here too big for our britches. We literally do this for the people. We can go put our time into a different type of channel that will make way more money. But this is what's important to us. So, appreciate that, bro. So right now, what I wanted to lay down for everybody to see, because this finna go on all night. It's clear that they showing Trump at 154. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it back up. But he's winning by a landslide right now. Okay, and this is similar to what was going on with him and Biden. Okay, the last time Trump. Okay, so it was going crazy. But then obviously, as you know, all the other polls gotta close, and then we got to get them events, and they're gonna come up with some recounts and all this other foolishness, right? So we leaving on record. It's right now, it's 9:06. At 9:06, we got Trump at 154, Kamala 30. Okay. You see in all the states that he done won. So he got a lot of states that he's killing in. Okay. So we're gonna see how this flip. And tomorrow, we're gonna see how this play out. No matter how it works. Still wish the best for you and your family, even if you disagree. It's not personal. This just me speaking on what I feel is best based on my own research. I'm always open for correction because I'm available to the possibility that I could be wrong. But one thing for sure, just know I have really researched, and I ain't just out here trying to mislead nobody. I say this, I feel like Trump should be the one that win only because I care about what happened in America to be able to put us in a position to prosper, which is what we really need to be able to do any lobbying, any real changes that we want with our history. It's not going to happen for free. Nobody's just going to give us that. We got to go take that. And that's by competing economically. That's always been my stance. If we don't have the opportunity to do that because all the policy is directed at helping foreigners, then we lose as a community. Go to your black neighborhoods right now. They ain't thriving. It's people that don't look like you who coming and taking over these historic black neighborhoods, and we sitting here talking about Glorilla was at the campaign. Bro, we look crazy out here. So you take it how you want to take it, but you can't say that we lied to y'all or we tried to misinform y'all. So hey, with that being said, your homeboy with the news, I done did my journey. I done put in my service to the people through this campaign. I tried to be as diligent as possible breaking this whole thing down. At the end of this campaign year, I hope it work out for you and yours. Like always, y'all keep it positive. Y'all keep it pushing. And I'm gone, man. We're going to tap in tomorrow and see what's what. Peace.
Niggas, the top 5 lister, double S drifter, separate sipping, and you know I came with it if she cute with it.
Yo.
do your pictures in my phone? There's time to get me through the day. And whenever I start to feel alone, I just play your voice loud. Then I say before things change. Now I read the message you sent, trying to